आराम से करिए, आप आराम से करिए। सुनिए, आपको याद रखना होगा कि कोई भी पन्ने पे आप जो मेन फाइल है वो आप एकदम ऊपर में लिखिए ताकि आपको भी याद रहे। ये
डेट डाल दो ना।
जी जी जी, क्लास 9 ICSE प्लस CBSE मैथ्स, मैंने दोनों का कॉमन है। CBSE मैथ्स, ठीक है, मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ। गुड आफ्टरनून ऑल ऑफ यू। हाँ, ये आप एक न्यू पेज ले लीजिए। वो वाला पेज को आप सिर्फ मैथ्स के लिए रखिए। नहीं, ये जो पेज का बैक साइड है इसको, इसमें आप कुछ मत लिखिए। पेज आप जितना मर्जी यूज़ करिए। गुड आफ्टरनून ऑल ऑफ यू। इन दिस सेशन ऑफ क्लास 9 फिजिक्स वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अ न्यू चैप्टर टुडे। टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द चैप्टर लॉज ऑफ मोशन। Okay, so all of you listen, we are going to start a new chapter today, and the name of the chapter is laws of motion. So in this chapter I am going to discuss one question. A book is resting on a horizontal surface. Describe all the action reaction pairs. Right? A book is resting on a horizontal surface. Describe all the action reaction pairs. So all of you know that there is a very famous Newton's law that every action has equal and opposite reaction. So suppose a book is resting on a surface and the question is describe all the action reaction pairs. That is the question. So basically when a book is resting on a surface, so you have to remember that one is that what we call the weight of the book, that you can call it W, that is actually the pull of the earth on the book. Okay, what we call the weight of the book W, that is actually the pull of the earth on the book, and equal and opposite of that will be pull of book on earth. Okay, equal and opposite to this. So W is the pull of the earth on the book, and equal and opposite to this W will be W, the pull of the book on the earth. So this W and this W will be equal and opposite of each other. Now similarly, when the book is on the surface, so this N will be action of book on surface, and equal and opposite of that N reaction of surface on book. So like I said, this W is the pull of the earth on the book. So the pull of the earth on this book, that is W, and equal and opposite to that, this W will be pull of the book on the earth. So this W is the pull of the earth on the book, and this W is equal and opposite pull of the book on the earth. These two are equal and opposite. Similarly, the book is pressing the surface with a force N. So N is the action of the book on the surface, and equal and opposite to that is this N. There is a reaction of the surface on the book. Right? So this is one pair of action reaction, this is another pair of action reaction. Now the thing is, whenever you have any physical situation, there will always be some identifiable pairs of action and reaction, but you must remember two very important things. action and reaction is just a name. If you call this as the action, then this will be the reaction. If you call this as the action, this will be the reaction. So it is just a name. You can call any one of them action, the other is reaction. Number two, action is pull of the earth on the book. So action is on the book. And reaction is pull of the book on the earth. So reaction is on the earth. So action and reaction acts on two different bodies, never acts on the same body, right? Once again, whenever you have an action-reaction situation, you can call either one of them as the action, the other one will automatically be the reaction. That is rule number one. Rule number two, action and reaction always acts on two different bodies. So let's have a look at this other example. So here, action is the force of the book on the surface and reaction is the force of the surface on the book. So the action is acting on the surface and reaction is acting on the book. So action and reaction are acting on two different bodies. Secondly, I have decided to call this as the action, so this will be the reaction. If I call this as the action, this will be the reaction. So remember these two very basic rules, that action and reaction acts on two different bodies. Secondly, if you call any one of them action, automatically the other one is reaction. So it is just a name, you can call any one as action, the other will be reaction, right? So based on this, one important thing, many times students, they make a mistake. They say that W is the action and N is the reaction, and W and N are cancelling each other, that is why the book is at rest. Many times students say like that. Like they say that W is the action, N is the reaction, and W is equal to N, that's why the book is at rest. Many times the students say like that. But that is totally wrong. Because if you say that W is the action and N is the reaction, first of all, why is it wrong? Because you can see that W is acting on the book and N is also acting on the book. So both are acting on the book. So how can they be action and reaction? So that is wrong. Secondly, W and N, they are equal and opposite, and that is why they do cancel each other, and that is why the book is at rest. So the correct way to explain this diagram would be that W and N are the two forces acting on the book, and because they are cancelling each other, the book is at rest. But W and N are not action reaction. This is a very common mistake of students, so you should be very clear about this. Okay, so now we come to the homework question. The homework question is that there is a massless string. There is a massless string. Okay, hypothetically massless. String cannot be massless. Hypothetically, let us say there is a massless string and there is a weight W attached to it, and this is a ceiling. So in this situation, you have to describe all the action-reaction pairs. Once again, there is a massless string with a weight W attached. There is a ceiling. You have to describe all the action-reaction pairs. And for doing this question, you can take a clue from the other question which we have discussed. You can take a general idea how to do this kind of question. So that's all for this particular session of laws of motion. That will be all, and in this session, biology.